Hello everyone, I'm Francesca. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really exciting video for you guys with a vegan Christmas dinner menu. So I wanted to really give you guys like appetizer, main dish, side dish, and dessert. But my dessert idea failed miserably, so we chopped the dessert idea and you're just gonna get the other stuff. Everything was really good. I showed you guys how to make a really beautiful and easy kind of like appetizer wreath that looks really pretty, would definitely impress your guests. I showed you how to make vegan chicken francaise, which, oh my gosh, came out so incredibly delicious, so good, and it's actually really easy to make. And then I also showed you how to make two side dishes, roasted broccolini and roasted butternut squash. I also think if you make this, my vegan mashed potatoes would go perfectly with this dish. I just wanted to give you guys a full menu idea. So of course I still have tons of other recipes and videos and other ideas you can use to make your holiday menu. I'll link them all down below, and I also put a blog post up with like a holiday recipe roundup. Sorry, the sun is being so bizarre today and like going in and out. It's snowing, it's cloudy, it looks like the world's gonna end. It's very strange weather today. So yeah, the full recipe will be down below in the description box. There'll be a link to my blog post for that, and all the ingredients will be written out as well. With all of that being said, let's hop into this Christmas dinner. We're gonna start off with the appetizers. So we're making this Caprese Wreath. So this is very simple to do. You just take your dish that you want to serve this on and put something little in the middle. I just use this little ramekin, and then I'm just placing a few pieces of basil kind of scattered around just to start setting up the base of our wreath. Then we're going to add some grape tomatoes, again just kind of scattered around, some black olives, green olives. I like both kinds, so I had to use both. Then we're going to add another layer of the basil, and we're just going to kind of build this up and make it into looking like a wreath. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm using the Miyoko's vegan mozzarella. Just cut a little cube and you can roll it into a ball if you want to make little mozzarella balls. If you can't find this, you can use any vegan cheese and you could just cut it into cubes, it's fine. And you can just place it on. Very easy to do. And this is really all you have to do. You just kind of have to like add layers, and it's fun, and I think this is fun to get your kids involved in, and you don't have to do anything too crazy. So once you're kind of good with how it looks, remove that little center placeholder and fix anything that kind of falls into the middle. And then I just added a few sprigs of thyme. You could add thyme or rosemary, but they look really pretty and they just kind of add to the wreath effect. And that's it, done. Easy, beautiful, gorgeous. Your guests are gonna get so cute. You could serve it with crusty bread, breadsticks, oil and vinegar, so many options. You can add more things onto the wreath and it just looks so pretty. And I think it's really fun for your guests to eat. And it's definitely a cuter way of presenting kind of like a cheese board. And yeah, I think it's a really cute holiday idea. All right, let's move on to dinner. We're gonna make vegan chicken francaise, which is like a lemony white wine sauce, so good. So this is the Gardein Chicken Scallopini. You can find it in the frozen section. Some chickpea flour mixed with water. We're gonna also add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. This is gonna replace our egg in the chicken francaise. And then we need a little bit of all-purpose flour as well. Before I do anything, I'm gonna heat up about a tablespoon of oil in my skillet. So this way, once the chicken is all battered up, we can just pop it right in there. So we're gonna take one of our little chicken cutlets and we're just going to dredge it in some flour. Make sure the flour's on there really nice. And then we're just gonna stick it right in the chickpea flour mixture. So chicken francaise is an egg battered chicken. So this is how you do it, kind of this way, so that way the egginess is on the outside. If you can't find this vegan chicken, you can use another vegan chicken. You can use homemade seitan, you can use tofu, you can use big cauliflower steaks, anything you have accessible to you. However, if you can use this vegan chicken, I would highly recommend doing it this way because it really was very, very insanely delicious. So once I have all my little chicken cutlets battered up, we're gonna pop them right into the oil that's nice and hot because we already had it going from before. You can see the chicken is just cooking away the second you put it in there. And then we're just gonna let these cook for about 5 minutes on each side until they're golden brown, and then you can flip them. They should be really nice and like golden, and the batter should be cooked up, and that chickpea flour is gonna do such a good job of replacing an egg. It's really, really good. So here they are, just sizzling away. You can then remove them from the pan, and some of them didn't want to come out, so get creative, slide them out. Then into that same pan, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of vegan butter. I'm using one from Miyoko's. Gonna let that melt down, and then we are going to add in about a tablespoon of flour. and we're gonna let that flour kind of absorb into everything that's already in the pan. You'll see it go from white raw flour to nice kind of golden flour. So once it looks like this, we are going to lower the heat a little bit because we're gonna add in some white wine. Be careful if you cook with alcohol, it is flammable. So lower the heat and let that cook in there and kind of cook off, and it'll also absorb into the flour and butter, and it's gonna get nice and thick like this. Then we are going to add in our vegetable broth. If you don't want to add the white wine in, you could add in more vegetable broth plus a little bit of white wine vinegar. And just, again, keep mixing this around, and then this is gonna get nice and thick and creamy, and it's gonna be such a delicious sauce. It was so good. Adding a little bit of black pepper and salt, not too much because the flavors really come from the lemon that we're gonna add in a few minutes and the white wine. As it cooks, the flour will break down and dissolve more. So then we're gonna add in our lemon juice from 1 lemon. I added a little more vegetable broth because I felt like it was getting slightly too thick for my liking. And if you don't want to add the flour, you don't have to, but I really think it just adds like an extra bit of decadence to this. And as you can see, it's sort of breaking down now. It's forming into this really nice, silky, smooth sauce. So I just put my little vegan chicken cutlets in there, and then when you are ready to plate them up, get a beautiful, nice serving dish for your guests, and you can just lay them in there and it looks so beautiful. Some of the flour didn't break down. I'm not sure why. Honestly though, it wasn't that big of a deal. You didn't taste it, and if you want, you can also strain your sauce and it'll go away, but I didn't really care. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. So we could just drizzle some extra sauce on there, top it with some parsley, make it look really beautiful, and a few fresh lemon slices. And this is just so good, and it's very easy to make, not complicated, tastes really good, and honestly it tasted so much like chicken francese. I really couldn't believe it. So I highly suggest you try it if you don't try anything else from this video. And I think it's fun. It's a little bit of a different idea compared to the traditional kind of like more meaty dishes that are served on Christmas. And you can really see the chickpea flour really did make such an eggy appearance to the outside of those cutlets, or at least I think so. So now, of course, we have to have a little bit of inside bite action. And I also really like the Gardein cutlets for this because they are already seasoned, so there's a lot of flavor, but you can see there's a really nice batter on there, and it tastes really good with our side dishes that I'm gonna show you to make in 2 seconds. And I also think this would be, like I said, good with the vegan mashed potatoes or a starch if you wanna make some pasta or rice, whatever else you like. For our side dishes, we're gonna roast up some broccolini and butternut squash, super easy. So all you have to do is trim the ends of the broccolini off. You can also use regular broccoli if you like, but I really love broccolini and it's really good. And then I just took off any of the leaves that were also on the stems. I really love roasting broccolini because it gets really tender and soft and a little bit crispy, and it's really, really good. So then we're just gonna add 2 cloves of chopped up garlic and some olive oil, about like half a tablespoon to a tablespoon. I kind of just eyeballed it. A little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. It's gonna be very easy to make, and yeah, I wanted to keep these side dishes super easy. So just give it a little toss, try to get everybody coated in the oil and the seasonings. I probably should have used a bigger bowl. And then we are going to add the broccolini onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and just spread the broccolini out so that way there's room for everybody to roast and to cook while it's in the oven. So this is our broccolini. We are gonna put this to the side, and we are gonna work on our butternut squash. I have cubed butternut squash that I bought from the store. You can also, of course, cut your own butternut squash up, whatever you like to do. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, and then we're gonna add some cinnamon sugar. If you don't have cinnamon sugar, just use cinnamon and sugar, same thing. I just have pre-made cinnamon sugar already. And I added a little bit of salt, and I'm just gonna toss that around. I'm picking out any of those little pieces because I don't want them to burn in the oven. And any super large cubes, I'm just gonna cut up. But honestly, this is very easy to make. Thank you to already having cubed butternut squash in the store. Pop this in the oven, bake it for about 30 minutes, put the butternut squash on your top rack and the broccolini on the lower rack, and when it's all done, you can just put it into a nice, beautiful serving dish. And your butternut squash should be kind of caramelized on the outside and a little bit crispy, and it's gonna look really beautiful in comparison with the beautiful green of the broccolini. And the broccolini has a little bit of crispiness on top, as you can see, and the stems get really nice and tender, and the garlic adds a lot of flavor. Everything is just really good together, and it adds nice seasonal flavor. I would also probably do mashed potatoes if I were serving this, or something else, something fun. I don't know, maybe potato croquettes or something like that, even baked potatoes. All right, guys, and that was our video. What did you think? Did you get some Christmas dinner inspo? Are you celebrating Christmas? If you're not celebrating Christmas, do you celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, something else? What are you doing? I love Christmas. This is my favorite time of year. I'm always so sad when it's starting to like fade away as we get closer to Christmas Day. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I have tons of other recipes, and if you need more inspiration, more help, I've done the vegan Wellington, we do have the chicken pot pie, spinach ravioli, tons of other like main dish ideas. So yeah, I will link lots of stuff down below, so definitely check out the description box. Like I said, for recipes on the blog, there'll be a link for that also down below, as well as all the ingredients written out. If you like my videos, you already know, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It really helps the channel out, helps us to grow and spread more vegan recipes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm uploading a video every day from now until Monday, so I will see you guys tomorrow with another recipe. Bye, guys.